Hi and welcome to dbWatch. Today I will give an introduction to a feature that was made available from dbWatch 12.5, Global Views. This is a view or dashboard that focuses on giving the DBA an overview of a specific metric across the entire database instance estate. This video focuses on the second group of global views, the capacity views. Here we have my test environment. It's set up as a small service provider with 7 customers, and where the dbWatch service is located on premise at each customer location. The global views are located in the monitoring part of dbWatch next to the instance global view. Since dbWatch 12 we have had support for global views that you create yourself, but new now is that we ship a set of views that will cover insight that we feel most customers would enjoy. The global views try to highlight information that we already collect when we monitor database instance metric in a new way that gives a global perspective of your database estate. This video focuses on the global views regarding capacity. This is a part of a series of videos that will cover other focus areas as well, such as performance and maintenance. And also videos that will cover the process of using the views itself for quickly identifying problems across your database estate and drilling down into individual instances. The global views that focus on capacity is located next to the performance tab. We have memory, data cache and disk usage. In future releases there could be other views added here as well. When we look at the title line for the memory view, which is the first view under the capacity section, we see that it's called memory usage and configuration on MS SQL Server platforms. So as of version 12.5, only SQL Server are supported in this view, but we expect that more database platforms will be added here later if they provide this type of metric. You will see that as I go through the different views, some are only for one platform, such as SQL Server, but there are others that are multiple platforms as well. The global views for memory usage configuration has several fields. Firstly, we have the given name of the database instance, and next to that we have the database platform with version. The next field then is the host name that this database instance is running on. The fourth field is called activity. This is a component metric where we look at active sessions, logical reads, and other performance metrics to calculate our relative activity load for this database instance. This gives a good indication of how hard the database instance is working at the moment. The fifth field is the total physical memory of the database server. And then the sixth field is how many % of the total physical memory of this server that the database instance has allocated. The max megabytes field, number 7, displays the setting for max server memory, and if this shows up as -1, it means that the setting is set to unlimited. The next field, current megabytes, is the current memory usage in megabytes for this instance. The data cache field shows the current data cache usage, and the data cache % usage is the % out of the total of the current memory usage that is used by the data cache. Memory average is how much memory this instance uses at average. The deviation % field shows the variation of memory usage for this instance. And last we have the dbWatch server name. The key thing to look out for here, if you are using this view to analyze your own system, is the deviation %, because if this is high, it could be indicating that the instance is being forced to deallocate memory, possibly because some other process is fighting for the resources. And another thing to look at is a low physical % usage, which could indicate that you are wasting resources on this instance that you could be putting to better use elsewhere. The next view focuses on data cache. Like the other views, the two first fields are the database instance given name and the database platform with version. The next field is called activity. This is the same component metric that we're using in the memory view to indicate the instance load for this instance right now. The fourth field shows the current data cache memory usage. The next field is db count, which just counts the number of databases on this instance. And then we show the name and how much this database consumes of the data cache for the first two databases ordered by the data cache usage, and then the next third and fourth database and its memory usage. In this setup, the actual names of the databases are scrambled to not show their true identity. The deviation percent field shows then the data cache usage varies between the different databases. And the last field is the dbWatch server. And what we look for in this view is a high deviation percent, which would indicate that the databases are fighting among themselves for resources. And if this is combined with a high activity, the database performance will suffer as they try to load up rows in the data cache only to have to give that space away to the next database moments later. There is a detailed report available if you right-click on the instance you are interested in, where you can see in detail how the data cache usage changes over time. Lastly, we have the disk usage view. The first two fields are the database given name and the database platform with version, and then you can see the host name of the machine that the database instance is running on. The next fields are the name, usage percent, and size in gigabytes of the first 6 drives on the machine. The usage bar will turn orange when the usage percent passes 85%, and then turn red when it passes 95%. This view is a great way to get a quick overview of the disk usage and give you early indication of database servers filling up their drives. All of the views we have covered today will have individual reports on the status of this metric and on that specific database instance. This is the first step to identify and dive into problems, but the actual process of doing so will be covered by other videos. That is all for this video. Look out for other great videos that focus on other areas of dbWatch. Thank you for watching.